YouTube, it's me, Birdie, and I'm finally back with a video. I know it's been a long time, but I have been working my ass off. It is now November, obviously, and I've had a lot of deadlines to get stuff done. So yeah, with that, and also my dissertation, which I have been working hard on, even though I feel like I haven't gotten much done, but I have been doing a lot of work for it, so I've been busy, and I really haven't had time to do anything other than work. And not YouTube stuff, which is fun, but actual work. Now, before I get into what this video is, I want to apologize for a few things. One, the lighting might be weird, but it's like totally downcast, and it's starting to get dark outside, so I have no natural light, which is what I usually do. Then also, if you hear any noises, it's probably my heater, but I really have no control over it. I live in student accommodation, so they control when I'm warm and when I'm freezing, which is a lot of the time. I wish they would even it out a little bit, because I'm either boiling or else I am frozen like a popsicle. And I want just the happy medium. Is that so much to ask for? But yeah, also, before I get into the video, I just wanted to let you guys know that I am planning on doing Vlogmas again. I did it last year, and I'm hoping that this year will be more exciting, although that might not be the case, but we'll see. Hopefully it is very enjoyable, and hopefully I'll be able to vlog more, not just like in my room. I'll take you guys around while I'm outside. But yeah, without further ado, here is my fall book haul. So these are books that I've basically been accumulating since September. There's not a lot, it's nowhere near as big as that haul, my first haul that I ever did on YouTube, but I have a couple of books, and really they're not that interesting. Most of them are for my dissertation, but I have one interesting book that I'm looking forward to. But yes, I'll start with the books. So first is Prometheus Bound by Aeschylus, the Medwin Shelley translation, and also Prometheus Unbound by Percy Bysshe Shelley. So this is one of the books that I'll be using, maybe potentially, for my dissertation. I really just got this because my dissertation advisor said it would be helpful, even though it doesn't necessarily have to do with my dissertation question. It just might be supplemental to what I will be doing. I haven't read it yet, so I don't know, but there's not really much you can do, at least I think, with different translations with ancient Greek works. Like, I don't understand how there can be so many. Obviously, it's people choosing different words or like arranging it slightly differently, but I don't know why there's so many. What I find interesting in this is that there is Prometheus Unbound, which we don't have the ancient text. It doesn't survive. So this is basically Percy Shelley's belief of what Prometheus Unbound would have been if it had survived. So I'm interested to read that part out of this. Second was John Milton's Paradise Lost. So this is a classic, also given to me for my dissertation. I don't think I'll be able to read this though. I tried reading it just as like busy reading, because I don't think I'm going to take that many notes on it, because it's not a huge part, again, of my dissertation. It's just more supplemental. But I tried reading it, oh, and holy crap, it might have just been the day that I tried reading it, but I could not get past it. It's like older English, so you really have to pay attention with it. But this is basically about Adam and Eve, and how Lucifer was cast from heaven and all that jazz, and it has to do with the apple and that kind of stuff. But apparently Prometheus was kind of a model for Lucifer in this, I think, if I'm thinking right. Satan, they call him Satan in this, not Lucifer, whatever. But yeah, so I'll maybe be getting this, but if nothing else, the cover is quite interesting. I think it's quite beautiful. Okay, the third book I got was Brave New World by Aldous Huxley. Yet again, another book for my dissertation that I thought I would use, and that my supervisor suggested I use, but again, it's kind of late in the game to be reading new primary material, so I don't actually know if I'll actually use this in my dissertation, but I always wanted to read this just like I always wanted to read Orwell's 1984 and Animal Farm, so if nothing else, I'll read this on my own time once everything has been finished. Likewise is We by Yevgeny Zamyatin. Probably butchered that name, but it's We. I don't even know if this is a woman or not. Oh man, sorry. That's embarrassing. That's how much I know about this book. Literally, I haven't even heard of this book until my professor suggested I read it, again as supplemental material. But upon getting a small glimpse of what this is about, this is just a dystopian. So this would again be kind of primary material, and I really don't have time to use more primary material, so I'll just have to hold on to this and I'll read it at some point. Apparently it was very big inspiration for George Orwell's 1984, and again it's a dystopian novel, so it looks interesting. Again, the cover is very colorful and pretty, so I have that for if I ever decide to read dystopian novels, but I don't know after my dissertation if I will want to for a long time. So, fifth book I think I got? Yeah, fifth is Prometheus by Carol Dougherty. Dougherty? I'm gonna say Dougherty. Dougherty, I might be wrong. My pronunciation isn't that good. But yeah, this is just a collection of essays, I guess, explaining different aspects of Prometheus and just seeing how the Prometheus myths have worked throughout the ages. So it does mention Milton and Shelley, both Shelleys actually, and other uses, like the different sources of Prometheus, all the ancient sources, which was very helpful for my dissertation. So this was actually really interesting. I'm not one to read, or I wasn't one to read essays or more factual-based books, but I actually have been really enjoying them. So if I gain nothing else from my dissertation work, I've come to enjoy reading essays. They're quite thought-provoking, and with most of the books, I just want to be thrown into another world, but this has been like a good way of getting me to actually think about stuff, which everybody should think about stuff. We shouldn't just be walking around life without a thought in our head, because that would be a dystopian future. That's the basis, basically, for all dystopians. Okay, that was a bit of an exaggeration, but yes. The next book I got was not for my dissertation, surprise, but it is J.K. Rowling's Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them, the original screenplay, and as you can see, I got it for half off. Now, I did see the movie. I actually watched the movie and then walked past Waterstones and saw that this was half price, and I was like, oh, I gotta get it. So I bought it. So, if you did not know, this movie and the book is about Newt Scamander, how he lost, or how he lost a couple of animals in his case in New York, the 1920s, and he has to find them. Hence, Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them. Now, I really enjoyed the movie. If you want, I could do a whole review on that. I have yet to read this because I don't know if I want to read this before I go see it again, because of course I plan on going to see the movie with my mom because I saw it by myself here on Thanksgiving, so that was my Thanksgiving day. But yeah, so I might try to quickly read this before I go see the movie again, but it's the screenplay, so there's probably not going to be that much difference between this and the movie, so I don't know. I could, I'll let you know, but I'll probably, if I do a review, I won't do it separately on the movie and this. I'll probably connect the two because, again, they're not going to be that much different. But oh my god, this is beautiful. Like, just this is beautiful, but also if you look at the end pages, they're so colorful and there's stars and it's beautiful. I'm gonna say beautiful a lot. And then there's a little Niffler on the front cover of the hardback, and it's so pretty. I really like it. And I'm usually not one for caring about the aesthetic of a book. I mean, that wasn't really proven with me going into the two other classics that have the very colorful covers, but yeah, I'm not one for it, but this one is pretty. It's very eye-catching, and I like it a lot. So I'm excited to read this at some point. Now the final book, again, is going back to my dissertation, and it is How to Write Your Undergraduate Dissertation by Brian Graham. Now I got this purely because I stress a lot. I have so much anxiety over my dissertation, and I figured every little thing will help. So I decided to pick up this book to maybe read at nighttime, like every time before I go to bed, so I can kind of de-stress and not worry about my dissertation. Although I have a feeling this could work oppositely and I'll end up stressing more because I'll be thinking about my dissertation before bed, which is probably not a good idea. But this might be helpful. It might help me write better because it does show or it does explain different ways to write better or to decide on what you're going to do. So it should be helpful, and I'm really excited to read this to try to get my thoughts all together, because right now, even though I feel like I have a good grasp over what I want to do for my dissertation, getting it on the paper is kind of hard, and I just want to get all my thoughts out onto the page. But yeah, so hopefully this will be a help. If not, I wasted 12 pounds. It was 14, but I got 2 pounds off, obviously. So yeah. So those were the books that I have accumulated since September, and there weren't many, and a lot of them weren't very exciting, but in the very least, now I have a huge collection, or I will have a huge collection of dystopian novels in various novels that have to do with Prometheus. Which, I mean, I never planned to have that be my collection, really, like my set thing that I collect, but I guess that's what's happening. But yeah, I should have a couple of videos coming out shortly after this because I have a whole bunch of like fall-related ones that I want to do, and then I have some that I want to get done before I go home for the holidays, so we'll see how this goes. So there should be a couple of videos coming up. I have a feeling this will happen again next semester. I'll have like 1 or 2 in the beginning of the semester, then like a whole flood of videos towards the end. Although I have to say, next semester I have all my exams afterwards, so I might be busy studying, and then I also have to think about graduation. I'm stressing myself out right now. It's not good. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed this book haul, this small book haul, and I hope you stay tuned for what I upload next. So, hope you have a good day, and I'll talk to you next time. Bye!